Thursday, July 23rd, 2020. This is trail day 40. Took a 0 day yesterday at Tuxedo Hotel. It was about 2 miles up this road, East Mumbosa. We got off the trail there. There was some people here and I got a ride to the hotel. Took a 0 day, it was much needed. And now we're back on the trail at 7:30 a.m. The goal today is to do a 13-mile day and skip the fingerboard shelter, which is closed due to aggressive bears. So we're going to see how that goes and see what there is to see between here and there. Man, I tell you, even though it's early in the morning, the mosquitoes are already awake and hungry for breakfast. And this little pond here looks like a good reason why they're so bad. It looks more like a swamp than it does a pond. I can tell you, after taking a day off, your motivation to get restarted again, it takes some willpower. You just want to go back to the hotel with the air conditioning and a comfortable bed and go back to sleep. It's supposed to be a 50% chance of rain between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock, or 9 and 11. But maybe we'll get lucky. A 50% isn't that high of a chance. Or if it does rain, it'll just be a little sprinkle. I had that listed as a water source, but that water was dark. So I have a Gatorade in my water bottle, and there's another water source like a mile after this one. So I'll probably stop there. And there's a survey marker for the AT. Seen a bunch of those. I'll stop at the next water source. Put some water, like a liter, in my hydration bladder, because it'll be a while after that before we have any more water. So there's a camp spot, but the mosquitoes here, I could just imagine, would be horrendous trying to camp at this time of year anyway. There's another camp spot right there. So I stayed at the Fingerboard Motel, and I got up this morning and there was a bear in a dumpster. I tried to get his picture, but I just had like the back of his head up over the fence. You can't really tell it's a bear. So That's the second bear I've seen. Well, I wasn't technically on the trail. It's still a bear sighting. This is the first climb of the day, but you can see plenty of daylight, so it's not a very tall one. The mosquitoes and the flies I'm almost tempted to stop, take my pack off, and put on bug spray. It's ridiculous. It's about 8:15. The sun's not out, but it's hot enough. The sweat is streaming. Just very humid. It rained last night. So if it doesn't rain between 9 and 10 o'clock like the weather says, it's probably going to get humid even more so. If it does rain, then after the rain, it's probably going to be horrible. But nothing we can do about it, so we just have to deal with whatever comes our way. So that hill was a little bit taller than it looked. It was just steep enough at the bottom of the first section where even though I could see daylight, it was the daylight like overhead. So got to the top of that, and then there was another hill, a good old false summit. But there's another nice camp spot. Once we got to the top, up here's a slight little breeze, and we're getting away from that pond, so the mosquitoes and had a black fly kept humming around my ears. There's still a few following along, but most of them has dropped off now. And I can hear the highway up there, which would have been where I was going to get off originally on Tuesday to go to the Tuxedo Hotel. But it was late in the day and I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to get a car ride and save myself 5 miles of walking that day. And the Tuxedo Hotel is pretty cool. I know one of the shuttle drivers we got said you'd need to sleep on top of the sheets, but I don't know, maybe it's being run by different people, but it was nice and well maintained. Sheets and all were clean. It was $59 for a double bedroom. I mean, you can't beat it. And then the bonus of the bear in a dumpster this morning. So, looks like we're going downhill now, which means we'll be going uphill in a little bit. So over here at New York 17, it's 1386.6. We started at East Mombosa, 1383.4. So that's what, just under 3 miles. And it's 8:40. We started, it was like 7:45, so that's not too bad. But we have a nice climb out of this road. And then it's just a bunch of little up and downs after that, so. And there's water after the climb, so. I'm gonna sit here a minute, drink my Gatorade, and move on. So I looked at the guide wrong. We're at the turnpike. So we've only been like 1.5 miles, not 3 miles. I was all excited for a minute. There's another survey marker. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit, but the sun's out, so. And it says the AT is 200 feet to the trail west. So we made it to the climb top, I think, from the road. Got a little view. Probably another one right up here. It wasn't too bad. Got the right calf burning a little, but overall it was alright. There we go. Well, I just thought we were finished climbing. The view was right over and down that ridge, so we had to come up that hill. And then now we're working on going up another part of the hill. And then I think that's going to be the top. Because it was about, on the map profile, about the same as the ridge behind us going down to the road. And I can see across through the trees that we're close to even with it. I'm just glad it didn't start raining yet. Should be a slippery slope. Yeah, we're almost to the top. I get the feeling that that logbook is not checked very regularly. So I think we made it over the worst of the mountain. That thing kept, you'd go up a climb and then you'd have like a flat and a little downhill like this. And then you'd have like another 30-40 foot climb. But I think we're at the top of that one. I can hear the highway, which would have been the highway I was going for the day after yesterday. And I think this is the way I need to go. There's a blaze over there, and the trail kind of looks like it leads this way. So, but after hiking this part this morning, I am extremely happy that I called it quits the other day and saved this for early in the morning after a day of rest. The sun's still hiding behind the clouds, so that's good. It doesn't feel as humid as it was this morning. So. Right now the temperatures are tolerable. It's still rain and sweat, but doing some good. Got a little bit of a view. Not much, but a little bit of a breeze. Here's a decent view. too bad. But we're done with the climbing for the moment, and we're headed downhill to the Highway 17. Probably stop at the bottom, take a little break, and then move on. Once we climb down all this stuff. You know, it's funny. All the stuff we climb up, but then when we climb down something like this, when you get to the bottom and you look back, you're just like, I'm glad I don't have to climb up that. You climb up worse. We will climb up worse. But every downhill you go down that looks bad, you're just thankful you don't have to climb it. So we are getting pretty close to the highway though. And now we're at like 9 something miles for the day. And it's 10:30. So of course New York is turning out to have a little more challenging terrain than places like Maryland and Pennsylvania as far as climbing stuff, but so far still Pennsylvania was the most challenging state overall. So that's what we just came down through, and this is what we still got to go down. Yeah, now that I've done it, I'm so glad that I got off the other night and didn't keep trying to go. I mean, I think I could have made it, but it would have been a tough evening. Now, the question is, once we get to the road, we have a climb on the other side. And is it going to be the same as this, or better? I think from the book profile, it showed that it wasn't as steep. So, hopefully, that is correct. Because all that would be a pain to go up. But if it looks like that, then that is what it is. Just have to remember, you volunteered for this. For whatever reason, you volunteered. So that little short road walk led to the parking lot right down there. And then we came up here and there was a water source that's not listed in AWOL. So I had a pack off break, sat down on that rock, filtered 2 liters of water. I had a 20-ounce Mountain Dew that I had put in the refrigerator at the hotel for this morning, and it froze overnight. So I packed it out. It was a nice slushy. So had a Mountain Dew slushy and a couple of cream cheese and chives 2 packs of crackers and some peach sugar disc candy things. So altogether it's like 700 calories and about 300 grams of carbohydrates. And I think I'm ready to climb this mountain out of here. We're about 2 miles south of the Lemon Squeeze, and I'm probably going to take the bypass trail on the Lemon Squeeze. I think I'm just a little too fat, even without a pack, to be trying to squeeze through that thing. It's like a foot. It's like 1 foot narrow at the narrowest. So I'm probably going to bypass that. But yeah, all fueled up, ready to go another 3 or 4 miles. I don't think this is going to be as rocky as it was coming in here though, because yeah, there's a camp spot right here. There's a lot of day hikers coming through here, and usually anything there's a lot of day hikers is tamer than where there's not. So I'll hope for the best. Oh yeah, this climb's much better than what we came down to get here. We were way down there, and it's been like this the whole way up, so awesome, I'll take it. As it's starting to get hot, the sun's coming out, the humidity's so thick you could cut it with a knife. But at least it's not a boulder crawl. But in the heat, it's still not an easy thing to do. Looks like we've made it to the top. And it was pretty much like that the whole way. There was a section around the bend that was hand-hewn rock steps. But mosquitoes. The sky is definitely starting to get that dark gray to it. So we may be seeing a little rain here in the near future. Which on some level would be nice. It just makes the terrain more tricky to walk on. So we're still climbing up. It's a gradual, but the terrain here is kind of cool. With this woods and grass and rocks, and then just the flow of it. It's a nice little section of woods. For some reason, every pond or something I come to, it's like trail accessible, you're right on it, is swimming not permitted. I'm gonna find some water sooner or later, I promise. And it's right down there, not far away. Oh well. The trail's been nice and wide today. It definitely sees a lot of use. But there hasn't been, I think I've seen like 6 day hikers. So it's not too busy today, but on the weekend it probably is. This is the outlet for that pond. It was listed as the next water source. But this water's pretty dark and has like a stagnant smell.
So I'm gonna pass on it. I have enough water for now. As long as the breeze keeps blowing, I have enough for a little while. It still hasn't rained, but the sky's got some gray clouds to it still, so at least it's keeping the blistering heat from the sun at bay. So it's still hot, but it's at least been tolerable compared to some of the previous days. Hey, it says swimming permitted. Interesting. Well, there's the lake. There's a side trail goes to it. I'm very tempted to go jump in it, but I still got like nearly 10 miles. It's 2 o'clock. So unfortunately, I can't afford the time. I wouldn't have to go so far, but I gotta skip a shelter due to the problem bear. I'm not too worried about the bear, because the bear doesn't want the hiker, he just wants the hiker's food. But I didn't lug this food out here for a bear. So I have to get on past that shelter. There's some more of the lake. Oh, I bet it would feel nice today. Well, it looks like we're going into a big pile of boulders. I don't know if this is the lemon squeeze or not. If it is, I was told there's a trail around it, but we'll look at it and determine. I guess that would be the trail around it. Well, let's check this thing out. I don't think this is it, but just the entrance into it. Yeah, that would be it. I'm gonna have to take the pack off, but I can get through that. Alright, so that's the lemon squeeze. We made it through it. I had to hoist the pack over my head until about right where the log's at, and I could throw it up here, and then I made it the rest of the way with no problem. So or at least I hope that was the lemon squeeze. There's a sign up here. Hopefully it doesn't tell me the lemon squeeze is ahead. Because if that wasn't it, I'm probably not getting through the lemon squeeze. But it's kind of cool because you can see the water where it runs down under these rocks and has formed this cutout. There's a little wetness coming through, but only when it rains, so it's taken a long time to carve that out. And now we gotta go up and over all that stuff. Sign says easy way. Bill Bryson would have gone this way. I'm going that way too. I wouldn't exactly say this is the easy way, but it looks doable. I looked at the other one for several minutes, and maybe if I didn't have a pack I could do it. Or if I had a very small pack, like a day hike pack. But with the monkey that's on my back, I can't, no, I ain't no way. So, I'll take the Bill Bryson way. So this is the top from the other side. And, yeah, I couldn't have made it up that. That's alright. The easy way's there for a reason. So we're a little north of the Lemon Squeeze, and you can see that lake through the trees. And it's just like this cool grass meadow. Even though there's plenty of trees and stuff, it's very grassy. Now if it stays like this for a while, we'll be alright. All those steep boulder climbs and stuff are slowing our pace for the day. And we've got to hike past the fingerboard shelter, which is only a couple miles away. And it's almost 3 o'clock. So we should make it. Got 6 hours of daylight left. I'd like to get there an hour or two before dark, but it just depends on what's between here and there. New York has definitely been challenging to a degree. But still not as miserable as Pennsylvania. And it's much more scenic. So this is the intersection with the long path. This is, we have 6.8 miles left of the day and 1.5 miles to the fingerboard shelter, which is the aggressive bear shelter. So with that being said, for the next couple of miles, I'll be kind of more aware of my surroundings a little bit, just in case the bear's out and about, sees a backpack and wants to come after it. I probably will not see the bear, but you never know. Alright, This is their last water source for 4 miles. It says the water source at the shelter, fingerboard shelter, is not dependable. So I'm going to go ahead and get water here. I think I have enough in my bladder, but I'm going to go ahead and have a bottle or two of water. Take a short break, and then we'll get back at it. Well, so break time's over. It's 4 o'clock, and that brook just come up and turned into a muddy mess. But I got some water and filtered down below where a spot where water was running. And we have another uphill section that's full of rocks and big old roots. And it just goes straight up through there. So this ought to be fun. I believe the flat terrain of Maryland, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey is long gone. New York is turning into uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill, with very little flat in between. So we just crossed this little stream that's not in the AWOL guide. It's flowing much better than what I got water from a while ago. But this is where it joins another trail. I can't remember the name of it. And this is the best trail I've seen all day. Oh, that's kind of cool. Water in a cave. But the shelter shouldn't be too far away. But we're not stopping, we're just going to keep going. So we had that good terrain for a very short while. And now we're climbing again. Birds are squabbling in the tree. There's been a lot of climbing today. Most of them are fairly short, but it's a short climb. And there may be a short flat or downhill, and then another climb. Whew, no breaks from the climbs, really. And then, well, this is kind of cool. All that up brought us up here. There's no real view, but the top itself's kind of cool. We should be getting close to the fingerboard shelter. I said it was only 1.5 miles away, but that was forever ago, I see. Guess that's a bear cable of some kind over there. So we must be close to it. Yeah, that's the roof of it right there. It looks like a good spot for a bear to hang out. Alright. Well, we got like 5 miles to go for the day. And it's 5 o'clock. No camping and no fingerboard shelter area. 5.3 miles to the Brienne shelter. So the terrain is back toward the shelter, southbound. So ever since we left the shelter, it's been about like this. Not bad at all. If I'm not mistaken, these are all blueberries, which are everywhere, and that would explain the bear activity up here. Of course there's going to be bears. There's blueberries everywhere. Not exactly sure what that is. Old water tank, new water tank. There's deer all over there. One there, baby one right there, another one there, and another one back there. I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but they don't seem to be very afraid. Just doing their thing. There's one right there. And then the baby's right there between those two trees. There it is right there. Looks like it still has the spots. It should follow Mama across there. Yeah, there it goes. There it goes. Right across the road. So the guide tells me this is the road, Arden Valley Road. 0.3 miles here are restrooms and vending machines. It's downhill, which is discouraging. But it's just 0.3. I've walked that far for water. And there's another deer right there by the rock. Don't see any babies with this one. She doesn't too much care. What are you doing? Huh? What is it? That's just kind of cool. I know deer can kick your butt, but these don't look very aggressive. Alright. So we're leaving that little lake park. It's almost 6:45. Had a couple of cold drinks out of the soda machine. Got rid of my trash. And I got 4 miles to go. So the terrain doesn't look bad on the profile. We should get there right around or just after dark. No big deal. We would have got there before dark. Soda break was nice. I'm taking the Blue Blaze back up to the trail crossing. The park was kind of cool, but there were signs about disposing waste properly, to not attract the bears. There's trash all over the place. So, between the natural attractant of all the blueberries on top, and then all the sloppy people, it's no wonder there's a aggressive bear problem here in this area. There's trash there. Trash over there. But down by the picnic tables and the grills, it was horrible. Oh well. People are who they are. So, we'll be back up here to the trail in just a few minutes and back headed north. So pretty much since we left the road, the terrain's been like this. Flat or slight uphill or slight downhill. Not bad at all. But then the profile is showing a pretty decent little climb to get to the shelter we're going to. So we're not on complete easy street for the day, but this is a little bit better than what we had the earlier part of the day. I spoke too soon. There's a climb. But it doesn't look bad. So. Yeah, it's just, I'm pretty sure they're blueberry. But just as far as you can see. Crazy. But I have not seen any bears yet. It looks like they're just starting to get ripe, so I'm sure the bears will be along to check them out shortly. So we're at the last road crossing of the day. We have 2 miles left and it's 8 o'clock. So we knocked that last 2 miles out in like an hour and 10 minutes. I don't know if we'll be able to do this one quite as fast. It has a little bit more elevation at the end. But we should be there by 9:30 at the latest, I'm assuming. So it'll be getting dark. May have to break out the headlamp. Wouldn't be the first time, sure it won't be the last. I've been watching out for those sticks and trail turns. I don't want to walk 3 miles out of my way again.